Hello guys, anonymous ethical hacker here. Okay, so you want to know what is the best antivirus for 2025? Okay, well, do you need an antivirus? You definitely do need an antivirus. I'm a cybersecurity graduate. I'm an ethical hacker, and I can tell you, you definitely need an antivirus. Basic Windows protection is not good enough. Everybody likes to say on the internet, yeah, well, these guys on the internet say, oh, Windows Defender is good enough. You don't need any antivirus. Windows Defender is so good. It's so much better than it used to be. It's bullshit. Windows Defender is shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. Windows Defender is complete bullshit. It's better than nothing. Literally, that's about it. You do need an antivirus. You 100% need an antivirus. Nowadays, there's a lot of hacking going on. I mean, there's always hacking going on. But nowadays, there's a lot of Chinese hacking going on. You can look in the news about the FBI catching Chinese hackers. It's happening all the time now. There's Russian hackers. There's Iranian hackers, all types of hackers. And you're like, oh, well, I'm just a normal person. They're not going to target me. Well, they might not target you individually, but hacking groups have software that they run on the internet, which just runs by itself, and it scans for computers on the internet, and it targets those computers and uses a hacking attacks called exploits to start trying to get into those computers. It just starts randomly picking random computers. So as soon as you connect to the internet, even if you don't press on anything, you will still be having a lot of hacking, basically bots trying to break into your computer. You won't even know it. And they do it very sneaky. They do it very stealthy. They try to do it as quiet as possible. And if you don't have a good antivirus, I'm sorry, you're going to get hacked. Actually, from what I learned in my cybersecurity course and from my own knowledge, is that it's impossible for a device not to be hacked that connects to the internet. A device that connects to the internet cannot not be hacked. No device is invincible against attacks, even with a very strong antivirus. But what does an antivirus do? An antivirus makes it that the damage is much, much less. It makes it that it actually can potentially stop most hackers. It makes it that you know if you're being hacked. I'm sorry, but the basic Android security, basic Apple security, Linux security, Microsoft Windows has a major problem. Linux and Apple have much better security than Microsoft Windows, much better, but it still is a problem and it's not good enough. They do work hard and they try to make sure their stuff is secure, but you always have hackers, always. And they can get past the basic Linux and basic Apple security. So, what do? Well, I recommend, for home users, I recommend either Norton 360 or Bitdefender. Those are my top two right now. McAfee is good, but it's not as good as Norton in my opinion. Malwarebytes is good, but Malwarebytes does not have a firewall. And yeah, well, Windows has a firewall. Windows firewall is not good enough. It's a good firewall. I've done tests on it, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Not even close to being good enough. So if you want to combine Malwarebytes with Norton or Malwarebytes with Bitdefender, that's great. But Malwarebytes is not good enough for a standalone solution. It's just not. Let me fix this button over here. So my top two for home users, because it's not that easy to use, it's not that hard to use, the interface is not that hard to get used to, Bitdefender and Norton 360. And you hear all this shit on the internet, oh, Norton 360 is a virus, Bitdefender is a virus, McAfee's a virus. It's complete bullshit. Bullshit. And I'm sick of seeing this shit on the internet where all these doofuses just go on the internet and they say they know stuff about cybersecurity. They don't know shit. And like you're thinking, well, why do I trust you, anonymous hacker, or this anonymous ethical hacker? Why should I trust you and not trust them? Well, I have a cybersecurity certificate. I graduated from a cybersecurity course. I have done ethical hacking. I have hacked into systems ethically in legal manner. So I know what I'm doing. And now it's just my word of tongue. But I will in future videos, I will show you my search and I will show you some techniques that I know how to do. So my recommendation is Norton and Bitdefender. Norton is very good. There's this stupid trend on the internet where people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, they like to say Norton is bad. Like they say Norton's a virus. Do you know what a virus is? The most simple explanation for me to explain to you what a virus is everything is made out of code. Everything on the internet is made out of code, okay? Everything. And then that code runs on hardware. So you can make malicious things with that code, malware. With other words, of a computer virus. What a hacker will do is he'll send you an email, he'll send you a link on your phone. This is the easy way. He'll hope that you'll click on the link, or you'll click on the email, and then then as soon as you click on that, it will attempt to download a malicious software on your device, and then it will be running on your device in secret, and then it will make a connection back to the hacker's server, back to the hacker's computer, back to the hacker's virtual machine, whatever he's using to hack. Now he has some access over your computer, your Android, your whatever. That is how a virus works. And then now the virus is running on your device, he is going to try to gain complete control of your device. So if you don't have your things updated, he will find vulnerabilities in your device, and he will exploit those vulnerabilities and gain more access and more access and more access. So this is why it's very important to keep your stuff updated. Very important. And there's all these stupid trends where, if you update your device, then you're going to get a virus or it's going to slow down your phone. This is what updates are. Updates are created by the developer of your device. Basically, they'll find a bug in your device. Something's not working. There's a little glitch. They'll fix it. Then they'll send you an update over the internet. And once you download that update, it will overwrite your previous code that was running, and it will replace it with a better code which is fixed. That also includes security. So all the security vulnerabilities are found all the time, and that's the second way hackers get in. The second main way hackers get in is where they won't even send you anything. They will just target you individually, scan your device for security vulnerabilities, and then they will use exploits to attack those security vulnerabilities on your device, and then they will gain a connection to your device. Sometimes it's called a reverse shell. So they'll gain a connection to your device, and it will usually be a secret connection, which you don't know it's there. And then they have a terminal interface on their computer, and they can start typing in commands. They start typing in commands to control your computer. By the way, some scary things they can do is I actually have done this myself, legally. So I have used a virtual machine. I have targeted a virtual machine, found a vulnerability. I exploited that vulnerability, and let me tell you what I was able to do. I had a connection to that computer. It was a secret connection. And let me say, this computer did not have an antivirus on it. It only had basic Windows Defender. I had a connection called a reverse shell. I had a computer connection directly to the virtual machine. I was able to open up the camera, look through the camera. I was able to listen to the microphone. I was able to turn off processes, run new processes, send files onto that device, do a lot of scary stuff. I could also see what the user was me. I was attacking something that I controlled, but I was able to see what that user was doing on the device. So imagine you're live streaming what you're doing on your device. That's what I was able to do. I was able to live stream and see the screen in real time what the person was doing. That's not fun stuff. That's scary stuff. So, how do you fight against this? Well, unless you're extremely sophisticated and you're an expert, you're not going to really know what's going on. Even if you are extremely sophisticated and you are an expert, you need to have tools to help you. So, number one, the most important one, get an antivirus. Like I said, I recommend Norton or Bitdefender. Number two, always update your software. It's annoying, it's a pain in the ass. Update your apps, update your OS, your operating system. Updating the operating system is the most important, but then you want to update your apps as well. This is you want to update your drivers. It's a little bit hard to know how to do that, but you can figure it out. Update everything. If it tells you to restart the computer or to restart the phone, it's annoying, but a lot of times when there's updates, it's because they are patching security vulnerabilities. If that security vulnerability was patched on the machine I was hacking, the virtual machine I was hacking that I owned, if it was patched, I would not be able to get in that way. I'd have to find a different exploit. And if there's no exploit, if there's no vulnerabilities, because it's updated completely, I can't get in that way. So then I have to send them a link, and I have to hope that they'll press on the link. So, there's still, even if you update all your stuff, there's something called zero-day vulnerabilities. Zero-day vulnerabilities are vulnerabilities that the company, like the Windows or Android or Google, does not know. They couldn't find the vulnerability in time, and the hacker is able to use it before they are able to find it and learn how to defend against it, and then he's able to hack people for a certain amount of time, and he can cause problems until they find out, and then they're able to patch it. But if you have a third-party antivirus like Norton or Bitdefender, or even McAfee, but I recommend Norton or Bitdefender for home users. Even if you get attacked with a 0-day, if you have an antivirus, the antivirus can possibly stop the 0-day. It can. Advanced antivirus solutions, third-party antivirus solutions, unlike Windows Defender, has something called behavioral analysis and intrusion detection systems, and then intrusion prevention systems, where it monitors all the internet traffic to your device, and then if it detects something suspicious, it will block it. But sometimes these attacks are very sophisticated and they can get past it. So, even if they get past it, if you have an antivirus, they'll gain some access to your device, but it'll be very hard for them to gain complete control of your device. They won't have that much access. So it's very important to get Norton or Bitdefender. Norton and Bitdefender are very well known. Norton and Bitdefender are very good antiviruses. McAfee's also good. I personally don't think it's as good as Norton or Bitdefender, but it's still good. Kaspersky is very good, but the problem is that it's banned in America, and the United States government allegedly is saying that Kaspersky is used to spy on Americans and collect classified information on Americans. And they banned it in America, so there's obviously something going on over there, so I wouldn't recommend downloading Kaspersky because there's a risk that Russian hackers can possibly start looking through your phone for classified information. AVG, I do not recommend AVG. I do not recommend AVG and Avast. AVG and Avast are actually like viruses. Those I actually consider to be like viruses. Norton and Bitdefender are not. AVG, and you can look this up, AVG and Avast have very bad privacy policies. They updated them a little bit. They made them a little better. But one time I downloaded Avast, and then it started requesting for my camera to be turned on. It could have been a hacker, but I think it was very strange how as soon as I downloaded Avast, it started telling me that my camera, that someone wants to access my camera. And once I deleted Avast, I looked deep into the computer. I looked into the registry. I looked into the files. I looked into the processes. I looked into the connections of the command prompt and connections. And I saw that Avast was still on the computer running. So I tried to delete it as best I could. I couldn't delete it. So what I had to do is I literally had to reset my computer and delete everything on the computer to get rid of Avast. So Avast, in my opinion, is kind of like a virus. Yes, it is. It will protect you from viruses, but then at the same time, it's free, so they're obviously collecting tons of information about you, and they don't like to come off your computer, even if you get rid of them. And I personally think that is not okay, and that's a big problem. So if you don't have the money for an antivirus, it's better to get Avast than have nothing, because if it's better to be monitored and have your information sold from a company that does get checked by governments and which is well known than hacked by some hacker who they don't know where he is. He might want to completely take over your computer, hold it hostage with ransomware, or expose all your information, sell it on the dark web. Avast isn't going to do that, but Avast will collect lots of information about you. And I don't know this for sure, but I do know that Avast does not come off your computer when you try to take it off. And McAfee's okay. You know, so let me think about what I was saying. So listen, for Windows Defender, it's not good enough. Windows Defender is okay. It's not very good at detecting zero-day attacks. Once a virus is on the computer, it's not very good at stopping it. There's this guy I saw on the internet. He knows what he's doing. He was using a virtual machine, and he put a virus on it, and it had Windows Defender, and the virus was getting past Windows Defender, changing the firewall rules, changing different things, deleting files, and Windows Defender didn't even detect it and couldn't even do anything to stop it. If you have a third-party antivirus like Norton, Bitdefender, McAfee, ESET, Sophos, Fortinet, WebRoots. Actually, I don't know about WebRoot. I have to look into it. One of these, then it's going to be much, much harder for the virus to start doing things. Usually, the antivirus will be able to stop it. Norton is not a virus. Bitdefender is not a virus. They're very good. They have a lot of capabilities. They have a feature called SafeCam, which if someone tries to access your camera, it will notify you and it will ask you if you're okay with this application accessing your camera. If you are, you press yes and you allow it. If you don't, you press no. I've actually used that many times. I've had hackers, companies that I protect, I have hackers who will try to access the camera. And I know which processes are supposed to access the camera and which aren't. So if I see a suspicious process, like trying to access the camera, I'm like, I deny it. And it actually blocks them. And it does a very good job. And the good thing about it as well is that it also detects which process is trying to access the camera, so then I can investigate that process and be like, why is this process trying to access the camera? So, also, another thing, if you're worried about having viruses on your computer, something I really recommend, it's not a protection solution, but it's a scanner to scan your device for malware, and it's free. It's called Sophos Scan and Clean. It's a well-known antivirus solution. They'll give you a scan for free as many times as you want. It's very, very good at detecting malware. And I recommend all of you guys put it on your computers. It only works for computers. I recommend all of you guys download it on your computers. I don't know if it works for Apple, but it definitely does work for Windows. And run it. And I'm telling you, I bet you that's going to find at least something, at least one thing that it thinks is malware or suspicious. Yeah, so thank you for listening to this video. I'm going to make more videos. I'm going to make more entertaining videos. I'm going to make videos with like special effects and stuff. I'm going to show you guys hacking tutorials. I'm going to tell you guys more. If you have any questions, ask. Please, I'm doing this not only for myself, but also because I'm sick of seeing these idiots on the internet who don't know what the hell they're talking about and are giving bad advice. You need an antivirus. Okay, what you learn for this? You need an antivirus. You need to update your devices. Don't press on suspicious links. Don't go on weird websites. Do not go on pirating websites. Do not go on pirating video game software websites. Do not download anything from them. Do not go on pirating movie websites. because they have lots of viruses on them, and they will hack your computer. And I've done lots of investigations on these sites, and they are very dangerous, and you should stay away from them. No antivirus is perfect, but Norton and Bitdefender are very well known. If they were viruses, the FBI would be investigating them and would shut them down, like they did with Kaspersky. Kaspersky, the FBI was investigating. They said it was a virus. They basically said it was a virus, or I don't know if it was FBI, maybe the DOJ. Well, some government organization was saying that spying on Americans, collecting classified information. They did a bunch of investigations. It was on the news, and then now it's banned in America. If Norton was a virus or McAfee was a virus, they would be doing the same thing. So if you're a high-tech guy and you want to do the top-notch security solutions, what I recommend in my experience is Sophos. Not Sophos Home. Sophos, I think it's Sophos Endpoint Security, one of their enterprise solutions. But the thing is, you have to be tech savvy and understand what you're doing, and it's more expensive. But yeah, the top of the line stuff, like the really top of the line stuff, but usually only companies use, it's also really expensive. I would say Sophos MDR or EDR, Fortinet, Palo Alto, what else? Possibly CrowdStrike. I have to look into them a little more. It was a little weird how they had this update and then it apparently froze a bunch of people's computers. I thought that was kind of strange. But yeah, Fortinet and Sophos are top of the line, really good. You got any questions, ask. Put in the comments below. Yeah. So thank you for listening. I will make more videos. And please take my advice. And keep your stuff updated. Get an antivirus. Be safe out there. The internet is the Wild West. Thank you.